their triple tank top side of the map. So I do have faith in your coaches, Grayson as well as Sam, both experienced League of Legends players themselves.
All right, well, we're already through the bans, and once again, it's a marksman focus. Both teams spending 2 out of 3 of their bans in this first phase on that bottom lane role. It's Kalista, Smolder, Varus, and Senna all banned away, and then a couple of junglers with the Vi you guys already mentioned, and the Ivern taken off the table, as Shopify will first pick the Renekton for FakeGod.
With all of this focus on bottom side, the one really pivotal piece that was left up still is the Ashe that has gone through. That's been super high priority for a lot of pushing bottom lanes. So I don't know if they want to grab it for support or for carry here, but still up and available. Renekton obviously with their buffs, and then Taliyah has just been running all over the LCS.
Yeah, Taliyah is so strong right now. Actually really happy to see Quid on that as Jayce gets selected, and I love
yeah,
right
the
now.
Bard guy.
So yeah, last game he brought in a sign. He was a 1 million mastery points Bard, and he wanted the t-shirt. And we got him the t-shirt with crowd pressure.
Wow.
The entire crowd rallied around him.
Yeah. No, what you weren't told was that's actually coming out of your paycheck.
Honestly, I'm happy to do it. He deserves it.
Well, 1 million points on Bard. The man's got dedication. And we do have the Taliyah locked in for 100 Thieves. We've got the Jayce locked in there as well for Sniper. This kid has been so much fun to watch in the top lane. He's got the attitude. He's got the skills. He's just such an entertainer on the Rift.
And you know what it is too, is he's like living the North American League of Legends fan dream. Like you saw when he hits Challenger, now he's in the league. You can tell he's so excited. Kaisa chosen. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. Kaisa also.
I only play Vi.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
You only know Kaisa when you're stomping the Kaisa into the ground and ulting it. Yeah. The Kaisa though, the AP build, LS has really been pushing this. On YouTube as well. The Ludens plus the Muramana transformation. And we saw it already. Meech had a really good game yesterday. It was like Kaisa doing nothing pre 2 items. Then as soon as he got the big shutdown, transformed his Muramana, got his Ludens completed, really started pumping, got the W max going. So you might have to worry about that one a little bit later if you let the Kaisa get to a couple items. But honestly, 100 Thieves showing some really strong early game in their first 3 here. And it looks like they are going to continue targeting maybe jungle, try and push down Bugi here with a couple of bans, because honestly, the Taliyah is still technically flexible. You mentioned Quid being an exceptional Taliyah, but if they wanted to pull some, flex pick and surprise here, they could have River play it.
I was just very sad watching Quid on Karma duty. I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry. Like, Quid is way too much of a superstar to be rocking Karma duty. I want to see him making plays on Taliyah if that's what he gets this game, as more bans begin to come on through. There goes the Wukong. We saw that in our last matchup. So what will Shopify Rebellion go with here? I do want to give a shout out to TLO. I know he's watching this from the Shopify Rebellion camp. Absolute legend in esports. So, Zaya.
Yeah, more marksmen, man. That pool is continually getting trimmed down further and further. Shopify having already locked in their own marksmen. They're not too worried about that themselves. Let's see what the last ban of the draft here will be for the side of 100 Thieves. Do they want to keep going after that jungle role? Do they want to keep focusing on Bugi, try to shut down his ability to be the engine for Shopify to get things done?
Yeah, he has been pretty pivotal in a lot of their wins. Meanwhile, like for Meech's side, I mean, I guess, are we going to see another Sivir pop up? Like Sivir was super popular.
4 armor.
I mean, definitely a possibility here. It does. I mean, Zeyzal is a little bit weird to me to ban out when Volibear has. I mean, obviously, I'm super biased.
Right, yeah, you're number one Volibear. Number one
but
boy.
Volibear is amazing early game and has been 100% priority in the LCS. This game's like an aberration. It's kind of shocking that he's dropped this far in the pick ban. So I feel like if you're dropping 2 bans into Bugi but leaving the Volibear up, it's a little bit scary because he's such a good early game champ and just facilitates those tower dives so well.
Volibear actually has the 2nd fastest clear speed of any jungler, just behind Brand.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, that was you? Yeah. I just made that up, but I did that last time and it worked, so I'm going to try it again here as Tristana is chosen by Meech, and we'll wait for these last couple picks to come on through. Hovering Leona right now.
It's funny because Volibear actually does have an insanely fast clear, but a lot of people don't keep his passive stacks up when they're crossing from blue side to red side.
Bunch of noobs.
Unlike us, right?
I totally know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Honestly, though, hey! There we go, showing his face, possibly lock in. We did also have the 100 Thieves, of course, lock in for your Tristana for Meech here. Nautilus Tristana is one of my favorite lanes. I'm always a really big fan of kill lanes for bottom lane, volatile lanes. They're actually looking for the setup and not trying to spike on multiple items and look for the later stages to take over. Nautilus Tristana, love to see it.
And I will say, with 100 Thieves, a lot of discussion has been around Quid, General Sniper being, this new superstar finally here, playing River, filling this role so well on jungle. But Meech and Eyla have been an incredible bot lane so far for 100 Thieves this year as a wait for this final pick to come on through. Good amount of lockdown on the side of Shopify Rebellion, so maybe a cleanse angle, or am I just making that up?
Yeah, definitely looks like a good cleanse angle.
Thank you.
Leona especially, definitely going to be annoying. Even the Volibear pays off a lot to be able to have that. And we get the Yone lock-in.
Okay.
So it is that swap we were kind of teasing earlier, where they then put the Taliyah in River's hands. Quid has just been exceptional on a lot of these melee mid laners. So I want to see how he plays it into Insanity. Insanity here, obviously on that Karma. Really, really powerful still. A lot of people kind of annoyed with the poke power ever since those buffs to Karma and spamming out the mantra Qs. Go your Horizon focus and your Malignance, and you are just an artillery machine from mid lane.
That being said, though, Yone is a 1v9 type of champion, and Quid has been having such an incredible split. This guy has had so many amazing performances so far. He's a big reason why 100 Thieves are currently where they're at, 8-4 in the standings, fighting for a shot at first place in regular season still.
All right, so since we decided we're not going to glaze 100 Thieves too hard this cast, I want to ask you, what is the scariest part of Shopify Rebellion? What are you most worried about this team?
Well, honestly, what I'm most worried about with what I'm looking at right now is a Renekton that's ulted with Karma speed boost buffs and hitting a max stun on anyone on our team.
Yeah, we had a pretty big carry Renekton from FakeGod.
Yeah.
So we've had some beefy Renektons after those Renekton buffs. We will see. It's also a very strong top side having Volibear plus Renekton. When both of them have flashes and I can guarantee these stuns. Definitely have to play well around it. Sniper on the Jayce will definitely be a target. Looks like he's not going for phase rush. He's going for the Conquer for that longer trade, for that extra damage. So won't have the easy escape pattern.
And really quickly to this crowd here live at the Riot Games Arena in Los Angeles, California. This is actually the first time my girlfriend Lauren has ever been at any sort of competitive gaming or esports event. So please show her what a very loud and awesome crowd is like so she thinks that I'm cool, okay?
Hell yeah!
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the last game of the day on the second to last day of Spring Split 2024. 100 Thieves versus Shopify. Bugi immediately just going to step up there. He gets River to cast the rocks, but none of them connect. Nicely spaced there.
Yes, gets him to cast the rocks and make a miss, get inside his head.
Exactly.
0% accuracy.
Games.
You sweating yet?
No, not yet. Not yet.
All right, well, they do get the ward on the Raptors as well here, so you'll catch the Taliyah on the kind of expected full clear route for him up towards the top side.
So we were talking about potential cleanse angles when you're looking at both supports also being these very powerful engage mechanisms. Down in the bottom lane, it is Meech running the cleanse on Tristana, while Bvoy has the exhaust on Kaisa. This guy is ready to defend himself by making sure he wins against whoever's jumping on him.
Yeah, you can't cleanse a Yone all over your face, so
No.
you just try and exhaust and get out of there.
Well, you definitely can as our game begins here. Again, our final match of the day. Now, just for everyone at home, to set the stage, we mentioned 100 Thieves still with the potential to finish in first place this split. Unless I'm mistaken, Shopify Rebellion, are they still in the playoff hunt? Or
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Shopify, their fate is in their hands right now.
Okay.
We've had a very competitive split in LCS. A lot of teams kind of bunched up in the middle there.
Great.
Definitely has been fun to watch. I mean, earlier today, you saw the takedown of Cloud9, Immortals, with another upset versus Cloud9. They are actually 2-0 versus Cloud9.
Just as we predicted.
Yeah, just as everyone predicted. The Kryptonite. As for this game, though, both junglers finishing up their clears towards the top side of the map, towards the full clears. That Raptor Ward did give the information they were looking for.
Insanity controlling the mid lane as you would expect here early on with the Karma. We'll see how well he manages to keep this lane in his clutches with that oppressive new age Karma that you were talking about, Kobe. This is, it's not the easiest thing to lane into as a melee champ.
Yeah, and it's super annoying too now that Karmas have started going with the grasp versus the melee matchups, just farming the extra HP for later on.
Yep.
Since you go such a heavy AP blasting build with your Horizon focus and your Malignance, is nice to have a little cushion of grasp HP. Plus, when Yone is constantly going in on you for these trades, just keep your push up, keep your health up as well.
Both junglers looking at the top side. Bugi only level 3, River level 4. Sniper has pushed up very far. Bugi and River both entering into the fight at the same time. Sniper still at half. FakeGod down to 200, gets knocked away. Sniper's got the first blood.
He just continues to impress here in the top lane. And look, I'll tell you, he's his own toughest critic from when I see him. If he's not playing well, he'll be the first to say it. And when he's on his game, Kobe, he can make plays like that.
And such a smart counter here. River gets to do his full clear on Taliyah and then just hovers behind the pushing Jayce. You know, a Renekton Volibear just itching to flash on you, the double stuns. You talked about in Champs, so like you're kind of scared of that. But Sniper pushes up the lane. He's chunking FakeGod out the whole time. And so River just comes to shadow him behind off of his full clear. Is like the most efficient counter gank that you ever get to do as a jungler. Meanwhile, Bugi actually skipped 2 camps to do it, so he's only level 3. Bugi doesn't want to get in there. He'll just get seismic shoved back, so he has to run away down the river, and that just allows Sniper to go all in on FakeGod. Yep. Kills him with the flash afterwards too, and now you've got your superstar rookie up there with an extra first blood.
Ooh, bottom side though, both supports burning low. Eyla down to 100 HP, Zeyzal at about 150. River shows up, so it's not going to be a whole lot more. You can see Eyla ready to take his reset as they want to guarantee the crash into the turret here with this massive wave of minions. Zeyzal will also head back to the base now. And the one last thing that I did want to make sure that we kept track of up in the top side, even though it was the solo kill, it was even worse than that because Sniper also made FakeGod flash and killed him with the projectile in the air. That just adds insult to injury. It's a tough life for the Croc up here now.
But now I will say, one of the parts that I think Sniper needs to improve on in this game, and he'd mentioned that himself, is when he gets a lead, keeping that lead, not maybe inting as he potentially did on that dragon play last week. You know, he is still a rookie. When he makes plays like that, you forget, but he still is a rookie. It's still his first split here in the LCS.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're so fresh, you know, so much time spent in solo queue, that's just a very common occurrence. Once you get a big lead, start playing super aggressive, you do have to worry a lot more about giving up bounties, giving up leads here in the LCS. Meanwhile, support roam timers both find their way mid, and we're going to have a 3v3.
Yeah, both junglers have made their way into the fight. Now the Sky Splitter threatens River so badly he must flash over the wall to guarantee his own safety. We're also just about 6 minutes into the game. The Grubs are alive. You can see some pings coming out on that top side River now.
And they're trying to look for these Grubs, but with Pryo in the top lane for Sniper, he's at least going to show up here, place a ward down so we can keep track for the side of 100 Thieves of where exactly these Grubs are at, as Bugi's going to continue those and smite the first one down.
Yeah, first one is always super nice to get for your bonus experience off your jungle item, but River, he's so scared after having to blow his flash and the big chunk that Bugi got on him. Volibear, the early game beast with a flash advantage. So he's just going to do his Krugs. River gets his reset and head to the bottom side. Oftentimes, even if you're delayed, you'll try and trade your dragon. But, you know, Bugi does have a couple of options here. Top lane's getting chunked and the wave is pushing in. He might look for a dive, even though he's not level 6 on the Volibear. It can't turn off the tower. If you've got flash, you can flash stun combo into the Renekton and have enough damage without the ulti.
FakeGod very strong at this point. Popping the dominance. Bugi takes the turret aggro first, and that means Sniper's going to outplay him. He might just be able to get both. There's a shock blast, a double kill for Sniper. Sniper.
And look at Quid smiling right there. Sniper, I think, has been dove in every game he's played. At this point, he's like, that was dive level easy mode as he takes that one down. You can't have the Volibear take the aggro there first, as that just falls apart. A crumbling moment, and now a 3-0 Jayce at the 7-minute mark in the top lane with a 14 CS lead as well. Is a scary place to be in.
You know, I think I could see the panic in Bugi's eyes too. It's right at this moment when he goes in and the first tower shot is on and he flashes in and he doesn't get the E damage onto Sniper. You want to cast your E early and then flash in for the stun to guarantee that your E will land, but the damage from the E doesn't land.
Oh! From the TikTok specialist himself.
That's how you know you're popped off, when your own team is just like, man, this guy is so good.
No, when Quid, who's been making those plays all season, goes, okay, wait, I saw that right there.
Yeah.
I mean, see a fake tweet come on in from Highlander. Another one there from Duke.
These ones are actually paid for by Courage.
Yeah.
You were going to have them tweet those whether there was a dive or not, whether Sniper was 3-0. You know, those are always good. Honestly, though, this is insane. Everybody on the team gets a huge morale boost because top laners are on the island, and you just see this kill screen pop up on your screen, like, oh, double kill for my top laner. When enemy jungle just wasted a bunch of time and ganked up there. Well, I guess this makes the game very easy for us.
Look at the item difference. It's Eclipse versus shoes and garbage. Renekton is not playing League of Legends right now. He is playing Suffering Simulator 2024, and now Bugi is not about to have a good time either. He's immediately going to get locked up, burst down, River taking the kill that time, as this one's probably going to be even bloodier as Sniper tries to get away, and Zeyzal wants to finish him off. The shutdown back over to Shopify as they finally make their way onto the board.
But sadly for Shopify, the shutdown goes on to Leona. So, unfortunately, probably the worst champion you can get it on there, but still a nice little turnaround for a moment to at least take down one.
All right, maybe that's Zeyzal's key is going to go Blood Song, big DPS, Leona. Those support items are no joke nowadays.
But now in the bot lane, you've got four solo plates about to go into Meech's pocket. So he'll take that one, be quite happy with it, with no threat down there as well, since that fight started with Bugi going down.
The bonuses of playing Tristana, when the enemy do a lane swap up to top side, even though it does result in them actually getting the bounty, the kill there, it's still so profitable. 400 Thieves for the Tristana. And this is the squishiest Volibear I've ever seen in my life. Instantly dead here. I mean, there's a ton of DPS here from 100 Thieves, and they did have a good counterplay there, but...
Ooh, Sniper, he tried to take one with them, but 3v1, man.
And I think these are those moments where Sniper would critique himself still the harshest, is getting ganked like that. We've seen it happen a couple times. It's one place where he's still in the middle of the lane right there with no vision on his top side. You know, that's just a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, the first one you're like, okay, 100 Thieves comms actually got a counter gank in place. They had two members there, so he's kind of baiting stuff. But the second one, the repeat does cost them, and it does mean it's probably going to be a 6-grub game for Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah.
That will help out a ton in some of their side lane pushing later on. There is even a lot of time left in the game for them to get turret plate money, so maybe they'll be able to turn that into some extra turret plates as well.
Yep.
So checking back in with mid lane, because we were talking about how annoying Karma can be, especially into these melee matchups, especially with taking Grasp. You've got a 20 CS lead for Quid's Yone. He's having a great time over there right now. I already mentioned how this champion is a 1v9 type of guy. You've already got your top laner with 3 kills on the board. Yone's up 20 CS, just farming it out in mid. 100 Thieves up almost 3,000 gold, 11 minutes into the game. That first Drake was very late as well, not being secured until the second round of grubs was also taken. Normally that's a trade for the first set. So 100 Thieves, honestly, I don't think you could ask for a whole lot more here in the early game.
They're looking quite solid. Now, from my end, we saw 100 Thieves at a pretty similar deficit in their game yesterday. They were able to begin to claw back into that one after a pick in the bot lane. Then they found a really good fight where Quid had a pop-off moment. Where's the opportunity here, Kobe, for Shopify Rebellion to maybe begin to swing this gold back in their favor?
I think it's topside because they've got Zeyzal here who got the shutdown on support, roaming with Volibear. Insane lockdown with that combo. Support jungle roam from Shopify is going to have to do a lot of work to get some picks. to get them back into this game. It looks like Bvoy is not going for the Muramana plus Luden's combo. The AP Kaisa here has gone for the static Shiv. It does give you the extra wave clear, but I think 100 Thieves actually will be kind of happy to see this. They've got everybody else too coming up to the top side to make sure they can finish up on the push. And Quid being alone, split pushing on bottom is ideal situation for them. He's got control of the minion wave, constantly pushing up. Control wards are down. They have vision in the jungle, and the tower's already been taken care of by Meech. So it looks like plan going all accordingly here for 100 Thieves.
The second that they see abilities used topside from Volibear, they'll go ahead and steal those camps. The bot side of the map just continuing to find gold wherever they possibly can. As we'll see a bunch of recalls on the top side. Quick little handshake reset here. As again, 3.1k gold lead now, 400 Thieves. If you are just tuning into today's matchup, what's on the line? Shopify Rebellion. They've got to get a win here if they want to keep their player hopes alive. And from the side of 100 Thieves, still an opportunity to finish first here in the LCS Spring Split if they can get a win here. And another win tomorrow.
Yeah, and as Quid takes his recall here in bottom lane, backs up a little bit, the thing about this side lane matchup, this Renekton trying to deal with Yone, it doesn't get better than where it is right now. Yone is only going to become more powerful as we go forward.
When Yone gets Blade of the Ruin King, you feel pain. That is for sure. I do want to shout out kind of some of the macro that 100 Thieves went with, though, because they had a big vision line over here, cutting off any sort of counterplay from Shopify while they went and took away this jungle quadrant. So they effectively got control of 3 jungle quadrants for the entire duration of that split push, and that's the way you're squeezing more and more out of this lead.
Yeah, so for those watching who are in gold or below, those are called a new thing called wards. So I know that my top laner in mid, they will complain and say, you know, why is a jungler here? You're not. That's because they didn't have one of those. It's important to place them. As you see,
but they cost my gold.
I know, that means you can't get cool big damage pew-pew items, but that means you don't have 14 deaths by the 12-minute mark.
All right, deal. Meanwhile, Rift Herald here, Flowers, is going down pretty quickly.
Yes,
River
sir.
uses his ult.
All right, Weaver's Wall flew out. Teleports coming in for both sides. Shopify ready to try to fight for this. Quid has to go over the wall, but Zeyzal chases him. Sniper's already killed FakeGod, and Bugi's about to burn to death. He tries to get over the wall, back with the ulti to stay alive. The kill onto the Yone at least comes through, but Meech is ready to go to reset city. Bugi tries to escape, but Sniper goes to the skies as Shopify dies. It's a 1 for 3, and it's all 100 Thieves.
And from my perspective, tell me if I'm wrong, that almost looked like a worst case scenario fight where Quid didn't even get to use his ult in an offensive manner, has to use it defensively to stay alive, gets cut down nearly first, but they still take 3 with them, now up to a 4.7k gold lead, and let's watch it again, Kobe.
All right, so teleport comes in here, and that's going to be kind of why what you're talking about. He's in a very dangerous situation, so he immediately goes for his ult after the teleport. But look at the rest of the team. They take down the Volibear's health to 10% here. Meanwhile, even though Zeyzal got another shutdown, the Leona getting the last hit on Quid there, actually, the rest of the team just gets to mow them down. Sniper and River just annihilated the rest of the squad. Everyone's looking at Quid and they're like, get the Yone, get the Yone. Kaisa ultimate and everything goes after them. And they do get the Yone, but again, it went into the Leona's hands for the last hit.
Man, is FakeGod about to just die 1v1 to River? Man.
I think if the rocks, as you said earlier, hit, maybe there was a chance, but no pull there as Rift Herald now going to be summoned in the bot lane. This should be the tier 2 turret and a lot more gold going to the pocket of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, you're on a pretty quick timeline in this game. Since they're pushing so quickly and they can just retreat back to Dragon number 2 after they get this tower. Again, moving up the ward line every time they go for these invades. Super deep here for 100 Thieves. Dragon is protected. They can just retreat to it. Meech already holding mid. Meanwhile, Sniper not going to overextend on top side in case there was, one of those efforts from Shopify. Oftentimes, when a team's so far behind, they'll just throw a bunch of members at the opposite side of the map away from Dragon, away from the objective they think they're going to pick up, and try and just at least get one kill for themselves. Looks like they might still do that as a lot of members are heading towards the top side, but Eyla's here to protect.
This is just one of those games where when that failed dive top happens, Bugi and FakeGod seemingly have not recovered at this point. It's something that is punishing you for now 15 straight minutes, it feels, as you see a defensive ult there used by Eyla just to thwart that push from Shopify Rebellion, but when you're behind in tempo this much as a jungler, you're going to really be feeling the pain.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of talk about curses today, and your curse seems to be about over, although there's another powerful curse known as the caster curse, which I might have just invoked by bringing up that topic.
I don't like you at all. Yeah.
I'm just testing my power here.
Yeah.
Which curse?
Who's stronger?
Yeah. Which magic is more powerful between the two? And Courage, I like the fact that you bring up being behind in the tempo in the jungle, because just look at the difference between these two. River is level 12 versus level 9 of Bugi, and he's also up almost, what is that, 70 farm?
Oh, and you're on a champion that just stands you have no opportunity to even go for any sort of 1v1 scrap versus a Taliyah if they have their monitor on at all.
I mean, he's built full armor too, so you absolutely lose even half of a fight. If you see River, you better get out of there.
Yeah.
Because you're just gonna get blasted.
Yep.
Honestly, from a Volibear main though, Bugi is doing a good job, looking like we are not gonna nerf Volibear soon.
I actually, I do have one thing I want to say. Nerf Smolder, anyone, Riot. If anyone is watching,
I'm down.
please help me.
I'm down for
Please
that.
help me in my games, please.
Vouch. I'll co-sign for that.
Thank you.
I'll be your first signature. I'm happy to go for that one as 100 Thieves go for the turret here in mid lane. That is 3 turrets to nothing, favoring the Thieves. That bottom lane shoved all the way up to the inhibitor turret earlier, and now with mid broken open, it's even easier for them to control the territory that should belong to Shopify, but really, Shopify's control over the Rift feels waning at best.
Most of the comms at the point in these types of games are like, all right, stay focused, just don't lose focus. This game is free, right? As long as they don't give over any bounties, you don't give over any extra kills here, they have a really smooth route stacking these dragons and pushing in with split push as well.
I would love production if we could possibly see the difference in gold on individual players on the bottom of the screen, just to really tell the story of how much more powerful 2,600 gold lead, basically a full item for General Sniper in the top lane, 2,300.
You cursed him.
Quid. Oh, no!
Courage!
You literally
You cast that spell, brother!
No!
You cast the spell! I'm sorry.
Is this real life?
Also, I swear he did not mean to do that because he was just focused on the bottom of the screen. He didn't see
Is this real life?
the champion movement.
I take back everything I said. 100 Thieves stand no chance in this game.
He was so locked in too on the scoreboard on the gold, and now you get your bounty and you get your objective bounty in the tower afterwards there for Shopify Rebellion.
Shopify finally getting something to go a little bit their way. 100 Thieves will strike back in the mid lane, taking out their second tier 2 turret of the game. They'll also steal away the enemy red as they walk on out. They'll drop vision on the way and just make sure that they have eyes on everything Shopify is trying to do. Yes, Shopify found something up there in the top lane with the kill plus the objective, but they still got a long way to go.
One thing I love too about every time we go in and just watch Meech for a moment, he's just doing what he needs to do. We've talked so much about the top side of the map, everything going on. This whole game, Meech has just been getting turret plates, getting some turret gold here, farming some CS. It's really all you need. And a lot of League of Legends players don't necessarily realize that. And it's one of the things that I just love about watching pro play. It's like, he's doing exactly what he needs to do to help his team win. As now Quid's gonna go for the 1v1 versus FakeGod. FakeGod gonna pop ultimate, Quid just gonna back on up. But that looks like it's enough for Quid to be happy with that one as he levels up to 14.
All right, 100 Thieves already turn their eyes towards Baron setup here. Get some control wards, come into the jungle, make it hard for Shopify to try and check here because there's a lot of good turning potential from this 100 Thieves roster. If you are forced to move through these small jungle corridors into a Taliyah team where the Taliyah is on 2-item power spike, very dangerous there, especially when you've got champions like Renekton, like Volibear, like Leona, all really have a rough time with the rock field. 100 Thieves doing exactly what you need to, get your vision advantage first, and then try and force some mistakes from your opponents. Meanwhile, they could have a Yone solo the dragon. You've got lifesteal on the Blade of the Ruined King. He will just annihilate that thing. Looks like he's not going to go solo it though, and Quid heads bottom instead. Oh, he was soloing it and wants the tempo play of pushing lane quicker.
Eyla engaging here against Shopify. The rest of the team isn't immediately ready, but the blast cone gets Eyla away to safety. Now Bugi has to jump back over the wall, but Sniper's ready to gun him down. Zeyzal has to try to escape, but Quid's already killed off Bugi. Shopify are trying to resist, but 100 Thieves are way too far ahead. River finds another one. That's 2 dead on Shopify. One's the jungler, and 100 Thieves are looking good.
And now they've already gotten full control. They know on that side of the map to be able to go set up for Baron. It's about as clinical as they can look for. They're happy to take that fight when they can see inside of every single bush, Kobe.
You've got 2 exceptional Taliyah players on the same team. River as well here, doing quite well for himself. Nice little shove there. They get the easy Baron, then they can reset and go grab Dragon at their leisure. Maybe Quid now will decide that it is worth his time.
Oh. Perhaps. Perhaps. Looks like it shouldn't be too big of a deal, man. 9,000 gold.
It always does feel a little bit like you're doing chores when you're picking up the later dragons. Your team is winning so much. You know, nobody really wants to spend their time doing it. You're like,
he's not.
There's so many, there's so many fun things I could be doing. You know, I could be getting more gold. I could be resetting, buying more items. Somebody else, you know, take care of that.
Well, especially as a Yone. Have we ever met a Yone who wants to do anything but just dive under turrets and go for kills?
Yeah, I'll just go split push. I'll take down some towers. Meanwhile, Sniper going to do exactly that. Looks like the rest of the team going to rotate over. They've decided Dragon Soul not going to be critical for 100 Thieves. They're just going to push in, make the most of the Baron.
And Kobe, you brought up something earlier where it says stay calm, just play as clinical as we can. You know, set up our vision, and 100 Thieves have just continued to do that. Everywhere they go on the map, they make sure they have full vision controls. Now the ult begins to come in. Ayla's stuck under turret. He does get cut down, but now FakeGod continues to be chunked as Meech is now online. Quid with the re-engage! Unfortunately, not able to pop Zeyzal as he will back on up. One does go down for 100 Thieves, but with Baron and 2 lanes crashing Flowers, this is going to be a lot more gold in their pocket.
Yes, sir. We are starting to see some structures crumble. Top lane tier 3 turret is down, but with that one-man loss that they incurred there with Ayla's sacrifice, they don't have the gas to keep the war engine going. The Thieves have to back up for now, but man, this game is borderline unplayable for Shopify.
At least they got 1 kill. It is kind of rough because it's just a support, super low level, so the respawn timer is just going to be really quick, and Eyla heads right back out for the Dragon. Shopify won't be able to like rush over and get an objective bounty. So a little bit of kill gold for them, and nice for them to keep all their inhibitors up, but they know it's too dangerous to stick out in the middle. Oof.
Oh, man.
Bvoy, no flash here.
Bvoy trying to, oh, nicely played there with the killer instinct to go back over to Sniper and take him out instead, but now Zeyzal's caught in the middle of 3 Thieves, and I don't think he's getting away. Quid's got the knock-up and the damage as Meech continues free-firing back into Bugi. Mid-lane inhibitor taking the damage now as Insanity tries to stop these guys, but you just can't do it. The lead is way too much. TP coming back in mid now, looking to cut him off. FakeGod sees the angle for the flank, but Meech is still fighting. He rocket jumps back over the top. The seismic shove through the unraveled earth, and FakeGod is instantly stopped in his tracks. River goes over the wall. FakeGod is burning, but the shield saves him just in time. Insanity, Bugi, and FakeGod all heading back to the fountain, just barely staying alive.
Meech, with just perfect spacing throughout that entire fight, was zoning everyone off the middle tower, off the mid inhibitor. You see the teleport. At that point, you got to respect that they're going for anything that they can, and he's able to just get out with his jump. Oh, man, he is one slippery pickle.
Man, Shopify are really making you work for it, though. Shopify putting up the defense here. They're so far behind, but they're trying to stay focused in their attempts at comeback. You know, flank, teleport behind. They did give up 1 inhibitor. 1 inhibitor being down, though, is fairly playable, trying to just farm the mid wave. It is getting a little bit rough since we're looking at controlling the rest of the map right now, but it's at moments like these where even with the giant lead for 100 Thieves, you're like, maybe we should actually have some backup plans here. We definitely need to like start paying attention to the Dragons. Yeah, it's a Chemtech Soul, but it's like still a Soul, and they could have been on the timer a lot longer ago. If the Doomsday does happen and there is a comeback here.
We saw yesterday when a couple kills went in favor of Meech on Kaisa, that whole game changed with that shutdown on Zeri. And you're in another scenario here where you still got a Kaisa that's slowly but surely getting more and more online that you never know, as it looks like 100 Thieves continue to push down in the bot lane, just staying safe, not trying to give up any free kills as they'll wait for that top lane to crash as Quid begins to push on forward.
All right, when are Shopify going to pull the trigger here? if you just wait around and you let the Yone split push all the way up to the inhibitor, then it gets really difficult.
Yeah.
They do have flashes on Bugi and a couple seconds left on FakeGods. When those two champions have their flashes, it's a completely different team fight. Your flash plus guaranteed point and click stun. Probably the thing that they're waiting for so they can just have one more attempt.
Importantly, it was the Infinity Edge just now completed for Quid's Yone. This guy hits like a truck now as the Weaver's Wall comes in, and the burst finds Zeyzal to start the fight. Bugi has to run away from the depth charge as the tier 3 turret falls, and another dredge line connects. Insanity's the target, and Meech just barely misses out on the kill. Shopify running for their lives back into the fountain as 100 Thieves keep it going.
100 Thieves now beginning to knock down the front door. One turret cut down, one last chance. Here we go. Eyla with the pull on in. FakeGod gets cut down. Quid is in the Nexus and does fall, but it looks like Meech is going to shell as Tristana. Bvoy is not there. Forget curses, folks. This curse has been broken as they will cut down the Nexus as Meech wants more. GG, 100 Thieves, still fighting for first place in the LCS.
Big smile on Sniper's face. The beginning of the game, oh so sweet. They had the trailing play from River, full clear into Hover, his pushing wave. They got the solo bolo there. Sniper was able to flash for flash, kill FakeGod, and then